Jonathan, good morning. How are you?
Good. How about yourself? Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, of course, man. How was it yesterday, cleaning out the locker and everything? Bittersweet, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those things that sucks. It's funny. I actually don't clean up my locker room. I'm gonna be here the whole time. So,
Oh,
for
really?
me, I don't have to go through that. So,
Really?
He lives locally.
Yeah, like say you were to clean it out. Like what are guys grabbing? Like what do they have in their lockers that they would need to bring home with them?
Deodorant.
I mean, you have clothes, you have like phone chargers, you have cleats, stuff you're gonna use once you start training up again. Gloves.
Hey, do you guys each have? I'm assuming you guys each have this at your locker. You each have a safe, like when you put your wallet in, like during game, or your watch, or your valuables. You have to have a safe in each locker, right?
Safe?
I mean, yes, but if you have to hide your valuables amongst your teammates, there's a bigger issue that needs to be
Got a
addressed.
big problem.
I don't even mean teammates. Like, I mean, somebody could just have access to the locker room. It's not supposed to. I'm not saying your teammates are going to steal from you, though. Well, that has happened in the past, a long time ago here in Washington. That did happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, if that's the issue, then me and the security team need to have a talk because there's no way. Now, listen, obviously you can be preventative and you don't want to give people an opportunity, but nobody should be in the locker room who's not allowed to. But, things happen. So,
How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good, man. It sucks that the season's over, man, but I like what I saw from Sam Howell. I like what I saw from a lot of the young guys who are out there, man. It gives you a lot of hope moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
How close were you to playing? Was there no? I mean, obviously, I guess no, with the game.
If that game meant something,
That
you're
game
out
meant
there.
something. Could you have played?
1,000%. There's
Right.
no way they would have stopped me from going out there.
Right.
Right.
Hey, you mentioned
Could
Sam
you believe?
Howell.
I know your defense had something to do with it, but could you believe how bad Dak looked?
I think, honestly, I don't think they were ready to play. I think they saw how many guys we had out.
Right.
They knew that we didn't have anything to play for, and they thought they were just going to come in here and roll us. But what they forgot is there's a lot of young guys playing. And with a lot of young guys playing, this is their opportunity to show they belong in the NFL. So to the young guys, this was their Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys were going to scratch and claw for everything. And I don't think they realized that. And these young guys came out ready to play.
Jonathan, I'm sure you already know this. Speaking of young guys, Sam Howell got the start at quarterback, and I will commend Carson Wentz on his way out. Most likely has played his last game here in Washington, but he gave his suite at the stadium to Sam Howell to use to give tickets to his family. That's a nice gesture by a teammate. Carson knew he wasn't playing. Obviously, he wasn't using the suite, so he gave it to the young kid. I thought that was a nice, classy move by Carson.
One thing I don't like about the NFL is how narratives get started. Now, things could have been different on other teams. I don't know what happened. But I do know that ever since Carson came here, he has been one of the most humble guys I've ever met. When he originally, got hurt against Chicago, he was around the team the entire time. He was super encouraging. He was super positive. When he came back from being hurt, and he was on the practice squad or the scout team giving looks, he was out there giving 100% effort, running around, super high, energetic. So, again, I don't know what happened on those other teams. But from what I've seen from Carson Wentz here, I mean, there's not a guy that you want in your locker room. I mean, there's not a guy. He's a guy that you want in your locker room. Like, he was just so good for the guys, the young guys, hopeful, humble. He was one of the best teammates I've ever had.
Look at that. Look at that cake.
Talking to Jonathan Allen, Commanders Pro Bowl defensive end. Now, you mentioned like what you saw out of Sam Howell. How much had you seen him spin the ball, throw the ball throughout the course of the several months that he's been on the Commanders?
So what he did, I've seen him do it a lot in practice. But the thing that's tough for a quarterback is you don't know how he's going to act when he can be hit. You know what I mean? Because in practice, you can't hit him. So, of course, quarterbacks are going to stand tall in the pocket, deliver a good ball, because he knows he's not going to be hit or he shouldn't be hit. But in the NFL, in the game, when things are live and guys are trying to rip your head off and you're getting the calls in the crowd and you have the swings, the momentums, you don't know how he's going to respond. But, I mean, you look at him, you look at how many plays he played in college, what he's done in college. I had a good idea that he was going to go out there and play well.
Well,
But
he was so physical when he finished that run in the end zone and knocked those two DBs, one of them being Diggs.
Yeah, he gave it to him.
I mean, that had to fire you up. That's a tough kid.
you love seeing a quarterback get physical, man. So when we saw that, the stadium erupted.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out, though, Jonathan, how much you actually saw him, because he said when he was named the starter that he hadn't thrown the ball to McLaurin. He hadn't had any of the first-team reps. They all went to Carson and then to Taylor. Like, when would you see him? Was he just on a side field? I know he runs a scout team from time to time. Like, how much action did he get over the course of several months?
Yeah, so he would always be the scout team quarterback going against us throughout the season. And you're not allowed to touch quarterbacks in practice, but I would always joke with Rivera, like, coach, he's a rookie. Come on, let me just see what he got, So we would always kind of mess with him during practice. We would get back to him on the passes, kind of shove him, kind of bump him, just kind of mess with him. And he was always just stood tall and delivered great balls consistently. But, again, until you see him do it in a lot of situations, you don't know. And, man, he played well.
How did he fit in? I'm wondering, being the third-string quarterback, rookie, kind of an afterthought. Was he that way as a person, super quiet to himself, or did he fit right in with the guys? Would he break balls just like everybody else?
I mean, he definitely fit right in with the guys, but at the end of the day, what I tell people is we're friends because we're here to do a job. Like, the minute you start hurting the team, it's going to be very tough for me and you to be friends. So, yes, he fit in with the guys, but he's focused on what he has to do to take care of his family. Mm-hmm. He's trying to get out on the field. So every day he's grinding, he's putting his head down, and he's working. Yes, he has fun, and he should, like you're in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But let's not forget the ultimate objective of each player on this team. And that's to go onto the field, and that's to win a starting job.
Do you think he's got a legitimate shot next year to be the number one?
I 100% do. Yeah. Now, obviously, the thing that's tough for me and for Washington fans is to not be prisoner of the moment. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's very hard. But at the end of the day, you've seen it happen. You look at guys like Dak, Russell Wilson, guys who weren't these high drafted quarterbacks come and be franchise quarterbacks. What I like about Sam Howell is how we talked after the game in the locker room, how we talked about how we have so much talent and the ability to be great, but we still got to work. And he was humble, and it was really wise for a rookie quarterback. And I don't know, I just like his bravado and how he acted and how he was so gracious with the team. And I don't know, that's the guy that you can get behind because he's just going to work, and no matter what happens, he's always going to have that chip on his shoulder because he was one of the high recruited quarterbacks, and people are always going to doubt him, So I really like what I saw from him on and off the field, and I think he's just a good dude, and I think that's going to help him out.
So Daron Payne is the big guy that everybody wants to know what's going to happen with. And you guys have known each other for a long time. You even had that one little skirmish there that the cameras caught. Brothers fight happens. What's your take? Do you think there's a chance that he'll be back? I mean, if Washington offered him the most money, will he for sure be back?
That's one of the things that I can't answer because it really is going to come down to what him and his family believe. I don't know. Is he going to get to the free agency, and are we going to have to outbid other teams? Are we going to finish it up before stuff like that happens? There's so many variables. Mm-hmm. I don't know. All I know is that he would like to come back. But then again, like I always told him, I would love for you to come back, bro. But at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your family. And I don't think that's wrong of him to move forward with that mindset. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, you guys know this is my hometown. I want to finish my career here. I want to be here. But if being here isn't what's best for my family, I'm not going to be here. You know what I mean? And I think that's what people got to understand. Like, these players are humans with families and lives and loved ones and wives and kids, and they got to put their family first. So, like I told Payne, I want you to be here, man. You help me out. You make my job a lot easier, but you got to take care of you and your family first. So, just got to pray to God, and hopefully he comes back.
Would you bet one way or the other?
I would bet that he would come back, but I'm probably not. I'm probably think a little more wishful than anything. But if I had to bet right now, I would bet that he would come back.
I like that.
Do you think that Chase looked pretty good? I mean, he did make some plays from what I saw.
Seemed to be impactful.
But I didn't. I wasn't watching the film, so I don't know how he did on every single snap. But how do you think he played once he got back on the field?
Well, to be honest, I think the fact that he even played this year is incredible within itself. His knee, he had a pretty severe knee injury. I don't think a lot of people realize how severe it was. So for him to be able to even come back and play, kudos to him, because I know when I sprained my MCL and PCL, mentally, it took me like 8 weeks before I could even like feel comfortable enough to like plan on it. And I didn't even have to have surgery. Like what he did, and to be able to go out there and play fast and trust it, that's tough. So for me, I just wanted to see him play this year. And for him to go out there and play hard, play fast, run, plan on it. I mean, obviously, he wasn't the Chase of his rookie year, but I mean, I don't think that's fair to expect him to be that so soon. Give him a full off season of playing football, being around the team, and I think he'll be good.
Do you watch the NFL playoffs if you're not, in it, or do you care at all?
I watch certain guys, like Daniel Wise. He's on the Chiefs now. I'm definitely going to be rooting for them. Just guys that I know. Just rooting for them. Yeah.
Right.
Do you think there will be change amongst the coaching staff?
I don't know. I really don't know. The NFL, every year, you expect change because that's just the way the NFL works. But you just never know. I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, like last year, because we know that they changed the D-line coach in camp. Can you think off the top of your head, were there any other changes that that you could think of that happened in the staff?
You're talking about last year going into this year?
Yeah. Are there any that jump out at you?
I think we retained most of our coaches. Like you said, the D-line coach we changed before the season.
Right.
Besides that, I'm pretty sure we ran it back with all the same coaches, I believe, unless I missed one.
Right.